Greetings, everyone. I am F. Keith Slaughter, Senior Servant of the Beloved Community Church of Atlanta. Our ministry began 5 years ago with a few dedicated souls who were dedicated to serving our people and worshiping our God. We are a small church. However, since we began, we have slowly grown from a mere idea into a thriving, busy, and dynamic presence in the Pittsburgh community of Atlanta, Georgia. The coronavirus pandemic indelibly altered the work of our ministry. The food and resources gap between the poor and others has widened right before our eyes. As the world around us changed, we recognized the need to expand our already established food pantry to include a food sharing component for children and adults in our community. We now serve hot meals, sandwiches, snacks, and beverages 3 days a week and provide emergency food pantry access throughout the week. The times required that we expand our capacity to serve, but we had inadequate facilities needed to do the work. To that end, we recently acquired a historic Pittsburgh landmark formerly known as Little Zion Baptist Church. Our plan is to transition our food pantry and resource brokerage center, including a new day shelter component, into the Little Zion Annex of the Beloved Community Church. We need room to grow, and I need your help to make it happen. The food pantry will give community members and their families access to nutritious food in a clean and healthy environment. The Resource Brokerage Center will connect persons to information and benefits available to them, while the day shelter will create space for showers and personal care, cell phone recharging stations, and other help for our unsheltered sisters and brothers. So here's the ask. I'm asking you to be mindful and prayerful around your possible role in helping us to take care of some good people who need to feel the experience of human love, care, and compassion in the midst of their struggle. After considering the possibilities, I ask that you would share your best gift with us to help us renovate the building, put on a new roof, replace the damaged flooring, and rebuild the handicap ramp to make it a bright, healthy, secure space for healing and restoration to occur. I believe that this is good ground. Won't you help us by investing in making Dr. King's vision of the beloved community a blessed reality? You can help us by cash apping us at $the beloved community. You may also go to my website, Dr.FKeithSlaughter.org, and make a PayPal donation. But however you give, make sure you give to this good and worthy cause.
Y'all know what it is.
I can't sit at the seat of the scornful. Run away, run away, run away. Those wolves in sheep clothing.
Come on.
Run away. Take back what you stole from me. Compensate. They keep lying, man, and I can't relate. Run away, run away, run away.
Mr. Slaughter D call me Trap Pastor. I talk slow, but you know I rap faster.
That right.
Hard rhymes, I'm as serious as cancer. Recognize you ain't a slave, you a master. Came here on the bottom of the boat.
That right.
Can't flow, so I had to backstroke. Coming up on the verses that I wrote. Every day I slang hope, not dough. Black excellence, down with the team. Malcolm X nightmare, Martin Luther's dream. Fight the power, can you feel what I mean? Like Rakim said, I'm a microphone fiend. Came south on a special invitation. Say a word on the current situation. No delay, no more hesitation. All you fists up, take your preparation. Sucker.
Y'all know what it is. I can't sit the seat of the scornful. Run away, run away, run away. Those wolves in sheep clothing. Come on, come on, run away. Take back what you stole from me. Compensate. They keep lying, and I can't relate. Run away, run away, run away.
Come on. Oh.
Yeah, so you think you can run away from reality? You think you can run away from the problems? You think you can find yourself someplace else to go where there's no God? Wherever you go, God is already there waiting on you.
Shout it.
Stop running. And if you gotta run,
Tie your shoe so you stop tripping.
sucker.
Let go, let go, let go, let go. Yeah, 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 yeah. What up, though? Yeah, pump that up. I deserve all of that. Pump that up. Louder. I work too hard for light applause. I need that heavy. Drop that heavy on me. Yeah. I deserve all of that. Appreciate it. That's that good right there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is you're checking out this intentionally Afrocentric live streaming infotainment variety talk experience. My name is Slaughter. This is The Situation. Yeah, you are welcome into the space today. It's February 28th, the last day of February, and the last official day of Black History Month, even though every day is Black History Day. I think I'm a little bit hot, Craig. And the year is 2022. You are still alive, even in the midst of an ending pandemic, becoming an endemic, and being on the precipice of World War III. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're doing great. You're doing great, man. Okay, so I got about 3 or 4 things whooping around in my mind, and I'm gonna see if I can pull them all together. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Okay. So last week, on the day that we ended on Thursday, end of our week, later that day came the announcement that Ketanji Brown Jackson is the official nominee of the president to the Congress for approval as the next Supreme Court justice. And of course, you know, black people like that, and I like it. I'm glad that a black woman is going to be on the Supreme Court, relatively young sister. I know it's a battle. I know it's going to be a battle, and I don't take for granted that she'll just be able to waltz right in there, because the Republicans really are up for a fight, and so it could go any kind of ways. I expect acrimony. I expect her to be disrespected. I expect for something to occur that is unlike anything we've ever seen in one of these processes. But it's gonna be what it is, you know what I'm saying? And she will be confirmed eventually, and then what will she do? Well,
If you think like I think, or you believe like I believe, then you realize and recognize that the person that you sleep with has a lot to do with how you move around in the world. People who lay on the pillow next to you can get and give information to you that you receive no place else. They shape and even mold our consciousness in certain spaces. People that you married to, that you love, that you sleep with, have influence in your life. Ain't no way around that. So who is Ketanji Brown Jackson married to? A little quick search will show her husband is. There you go, bam. I don't know if we can pop it. Yeah, pop it, Greg, and let folks see. Woo woo. Now, Clarence Thomas, the present Supreme Court Justice, married to a white woman. Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, married to a white man. Not only is Ketanji Brown Jackson married to a white man, but the other top 3 candidates for that nomination were also married to white men. Damn. So what does that say? All right, so last night, while you chewing on that on one side of your brain, last night I'm up early in the morning and this movie comes on called Blindness. In the movie Blindness, it takes place somewhere outside of the U.S., I'm not sure, some Western country, I don't know. But it kind of felt like Canada, maybe, I don't know. But at any rate, this disease, this mysterious disease started overtaking people and causing them to become blind. And after so many people became blind, they immediately began to quarantine them. And while they were quarantined, the social experiment began as it relates to how people who are in crisis, who are blind, who are incarcerated, who have to negotiate how they will feed themselves without the benefit of sight. It gets real interesting as a social experiment. And you see how people pair up when they are unable to discern what the other looks like. Okay, Ketanji Brown Jackson, right? Right? So the next movie that came on was called Imperium. It's the name of a book, a white supremacist manual. And so I'm paying attention to Imperium, and it's about the development of white supremacist organizations and what's behind them. It was an expose of sorts, even though it was a film and it was fictional. It revealed a lot of what's behind the organized white supremacy, militia, KKK movement. The January 6th movement, you feel me? Ketanji Brown Jackson. She's known to be connected with Lockheed Martin and to have made judgments in favor of this particular institution and to have connections with this war machine. And so, old Uncle Joe promised us a black woman on the Supreme Court. He didn't say who it was gonna be and what they was gonna be like. And it remains to be seen. That's the situation. And you wanna know what the deal is. I did that one right there, that was dope. You like it when I grew up with the flow, and then I stop at the end of the music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit dope. I know it's dope. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. I deserve that, and I appreciate it. I did tell y'all, right? Yeah, I know I told y'all that applause is like cash money. Words of affirmation impact one's brain, one's emotional, psychological system in a way in which a good word impacts the brain in the same way that a handful of money does. The same spaces light up in the brain that when somebody gives you some money as when someone gives you a compliment. You see what I'm saying? So I know that these applause, they fuel me and they make me, you know, the superhero that I am. So thank you, appreciate that. It's the man in the box. All right, keep on pumping me up. What happened to my stuff, man? I don't know, cause I be hitting buttons on my machine, man. And then I can't even find the stuff I just looked at a minute ago. And I know I did. And it just disappears. And I gotta find my news now, cause I had it. I looked at it. I studied it. And now for some reason it's gone. Where could it have gone? Unbelievable. But that's what goes on in this world. Let me try this way. Unbelievable. I was just looking at my news.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody, I don't know, you know how them people do. They don't be wanting you to traffic in truth-telling. They be erasing your stuff off your phone and you can't find it. I really can't believe this, man. This is unbelievable. It says, this is unbelievable. Okay, so it's downloading. Let's see what happened there. No. Will y'all believe that my news disappeared? Okay, so it was stories about, this is unbelievable. My news disappeared.
What?
Yeah, unbelievable. Let me tell y'all, while it's on my mind, the second Saturday of the month of March, I just thought about something else. Wow. Man. So the second Saturday of the month, we're going to be back at Sandtown Pub once again with brunch with your brother. It's going to be from around 11 to around 1. Yeah. We're going to be back in the house with Frederica Jones and you. The brunch is always free, is always good. And yeah, so I can't wait to see you the second Saturday in March. The only thing that I'm thinking about, and it made me, this is unbelievable, man. This is unbelievable. What's today? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is crazy. That's what I'm checking. I'm checking my email. And what it's doing is, man, it's crazy, man. This is the craziest thing I've seen in all my life. It's giving me back on the 24th of January. It's not giving me right today when I do the search. And then when I go back to the mail and I look, and I saw this mail this morning. What in the world? Okay. Yeah, this bothers me. Wow, unbelievable. Did you get it? You get the news? Well, yeah, let me see yours. Thank you, because I looked at it. You sent it to me too? Something ain't right with my phone. They trying to kill me. All right, right here. Let me see if I can work your phone. All right, here my news is. Yep, this the news. All right, here's the news, y'all. There is, of course, the war in Ukraine with Russia is having the kind of effect that is impacting people the world over already, particularly on the African continent. As you know, how you find it? Craig found my stuff. Cool. So, man, I can't even operate a phone. That's a damn shame. And this news is coming out of Senegal because there are persons who live, who are from Africa, are from Senegal and Ghana and Nigeria and all other kinds of places on the African continent that actually live and study and work in Ukraine. And these people are coming up against some serious danger as they attempt to make their way out of Ukraine as Russia continues to rain down missiles and artillery fire just randomly around the damn country. It's crazy. And so one sister by the name of Nathalie da Silva, who lives in Dakar, but has spent time in Kiev, she says, it's difficult, it's very difficult. This situation hurts me and my family very much. No one can imagine the pain we are going through. I can't eat properly or sleep well. I cry every time I talk to him on the phone, speaking of her son. And, you know, afterwards, he sends me a message asking me to pray for them. But it's very, very hard. So according to the latest news, people from Senegal who are living in the Ukraine have been successful in making their way out to Poland. However, they still are living in a precarious situation because here they are, foreign nationals in a country other than the country that they just evacuated from, and all of the stuff that goes along with that. It's ugly, man. Also, a train carrying Ghanaian students from Ghana who were studying in Ukraine, was attacked by Russians. Ghanaian students in Ukraine have, since this past Thursday, appealed to the Ghana government to evacuate them from the country that is currently facing attacks from Russia. But according to a member of parliament, the government of Ghana finally decided to evacuate Ghanaian students from Ukraine to neighboring countries of Moldova, Belarus, Slovakia, and Hungary. Latest news, breaking news, Belarus has joined with Russia in the invasion of Ukraine. Good luck going to Belarus, man. It's ugly.
Wow.
Internationally, it's an ugly scene. Russia has invaded Ukraine, and gunfire has been exchanged. Upwards, almost probably around about 400 people dead, civilians and soldiers. Children, over 20 children dead, right? And I'm looking at this, I'm looking at it, you know, and I'm saying, what's up with, bruh? why would you authorize like the bombing of an apartment building where don't no soldiers live? That's and what's another interesting piece that's unfolding out of this is that many of the people who are being killed in Ukraine are actually Russians. It's like Putin is actually killing his own people. It's interesting.
Damn.
But see, this is the other part that's so interesting. Both Ukraine and Russia are racist white supremacist nations. You know what I'm saying? And Russia definitely does not encourage the immigration of Africans or African descent persons to Russia. The same as Ukraine, but you know how we do, man. We go everywhere because everybody, mom and daddy, So we end up there. Of course, there is a long and rich history of African descent persons in Russia who actually were able to, who actually are part of the royal class in the country, particularly in the 16th and 17th century. But, so both, these just dirty white folks just killing dirty white folks, but, what do you say? What do you say to that? One cannot be so callous that you sit idly by and watch people destroy themselves and feel nothing. I feel something. I'm just trying to figure out what it is right now. Meanwhile, and this story is getting and neither of these other ones that I shared with you are getting any national coverage. But in Ethiopia, ethnic cleansing is actually occurring in the midst of the war that I have shared with you about in the Tigray region. There's ethnic cleansing that's going on. Almost 7,000 people, almost 7,000 people have been disappeared. Thousands have died, and more than 9 million people are in need of urgent humanitarian intervention in a conflict that has escalated to the neighboring regions of Amhara and Afar. So not only is the Tigray region impacted, but the Amhara region as well as the Afar region are impacted, because whenever warfare breaks out, people begin to migrate towards safety. And what do you say? What do you do? You can't come here. You got to make space for people. And so the pathologies of war follow the people wherever they go. So in June of 2021, Eritrean troops retreated from much of Tigray when the rebel forces captured most of the region from the Ethiopian Federal Army. But Eritrea has since renewed its military partnership with the regional forces of Afar, one of 9 regional states that's in Ethiopia. Man, it's complicated. And there are ties between different ethnicities, and the conflict is made more complicated because of the relationships between different ethnic groups within the same country. I always, and I know that different cultural groups have different ways of understanding reality. I mean, that's how culture functions. Culture functions as a filter, and it determines how people perceive and experience reality and how they interpret reality. So, when people are part of different ethnic groups, okay, they're going to see things differently. We honor that. That's okay. But I just always wonder how people get to the point where they become violent with each other, began to decimate each other, and then Europeans somehow, some way end up with the natural resources as a result of the conflict. There's always a piece that I just have difficulty understanding. Okay, finally, let's get out of Africa. Let's come closer to home. Oh, Craig, I lost it again. Let me see. Okay, that's that one. Okay, that's this one. All right, I found it. What is wrong with my phone, man? Okay. New news. I think I covered this and shared a bit about it with you. Atlanta Black Star is reporting that the black immigrant demographic is growing at lightning speed, fueled chiefly by an influx of people coming to this continent or this country from Africa. Over the past 40 years, the number of black immigrants in the United States has sextupled, and it's expected to double again in the next few years. And I'm shucks, that's cool. I don't even know why that's a story. I think that's going to be important. Well, you know what people who immigrate to this country from other countries tend to do is to seek out people who are from their country and form little small subcultural entities wherein they are able to hold on to their cultural predilections, you know, as it relates to food, as it relates to worship, as it relates to intermarriage. People tend to find people who are like them to do that with. And of course, there's a way in which, I hope that people from Africa will become infused within what we know as African American or black culture. That's my hope, that we could all kind of think together, work together, and bring the best out of each other because we are the same people. But the reality is that, you know, even though they have the colonial experience, the experience of being colonized and oppressed and exploited by whites, I think it's different. It's a different kind of feeling that comes out of being exploited on your own land than it does to be kidnapped, captured, and carried away, and to never know your true original culture. To lose that connection is a totally different experience. So hopefully we can learn from each other and become the mighty, strong nation that Black America is and is going to become. Hopefully we do that without there being a separation between diasporic Africans and continental Africans. Yeah, I hope, but you don't ever know. So America's first abolitionist newspaper is born anew. The Emancipator was first published in 1820 and founded by ironworker Elihu Embry of Jonesboro, Tennessee. According to the University of Tennessee Knoxville Libraries, it was the first ever publication to advocate the abolition of slavery and to be a repository of tracts on that interesting and important subject. The newspaper reached a circulation of over 2,000 people in cities such as Boston and Philadelphia, which were considered to be centers of the abolitionist movement. And so that newspaper and what was in it is going to be saved and digitized. That's cool. Okay, Carrie Johnson of NPR is reporting that the nation's premier tool to protect voting rights is in mortal danger, threatened on multiple fronts by the Supreme Court and lower-ranking federal judges. Scholars and civil rights advocates are warning. The latest blow to the landmark Voting Rights Act of 1965 came this week in Arkansas, where a federal judge appointed by 45 dismissed a case over new state house maps. The NAACP and the American Civil Liberties Union argued that the maps diluted the power of black voters, but the judge said he found no way for the outside advocates to proceed. And so we're noticing this pattern around the country. It's already happened in Georgia. Arkansas is just the latest place. It's already happened in several states around this country, Texas and Georgia and other places. And so, to be honest with you, at this point, I don't know how black people are going to respond. I always tend to think that we're going to do whatever is necessary. We're going to redouble our efforts and put forth even more presence as it relates to the voting booth. I don't know, though. I don't know what's going to happen. Hell, we're just coming out of a pandemic and going into a damn world war. I don't know what the hell is going to happen, if I could be honest with you. If I had been sitting up here talking to you 3-4 years ago, I would have, you told me we was going to be locked down in a pandemic, I would have laughed. But here we are on the other side of that experience and heading into another new experience. Remember, I shared with you the story of how the war in Ukraine is impacting Ghanaians and people from Senegal. You think it's not going to be an impact on people from the U.S.? You know what I'm saying? And given the real convoluted structure of world white supremacy now, I mean, taking into consideration that the Republicans who are serving in the Congress are actually sympathetic to the Russians. I mean, I ain't saying that the Russians are any worse than the Ukrainians. I'm just saying that war destabilizes the world. And it has a way of sending concentric circular waves out from the source around the entirety of the globe. And as I said last week, what happens is people begin to take sides because you gotta choose sides. And then once you choose sides, it becomes international. And then you don't know what to expect. And so we continue in a state of uncertainty even as we try to make our way out of the pandemic. And speaking of which, locally, here in the city of Atlanta, Atlanta's mayor has lifted some COVID-19 restrictions and mandates following new guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. As of this past Friday, the city's indoor mask mandate has been lifted, but masks are still mandated at public meetings and programs in city facilities. But everywhere else in the city called hey, you ain't got to wear a mask anymore. And, I don't know. I'm still wearing mine to the grocery store because I just like being able to do that, And I'm still wearing to different places where it's people that I don't know and I don't trust. I'm going to still do that. But, you can now go maskless in the city called the A, inside and outside. So, okay, I don't feel like dealing with that. And I really don't care that Rick Ross bought a police lunch. I really don't care. And I don't know, it was at a Subway. Maybe Rick Ross getting ready to buy in the Subway or something like that. That's cool. I mean, whatever. Jared ain't down no more. So Rick Ross would be cool as a spokesperson. He can have no shirt on, have his belly out, and said, my belly used to be this big, now my belly this big, because I eat Subway. I stopped eating Subway. I'm waiting for the music to start. Y'all know I'm through. I used to eat Subway like some years ago. So when I learned that they made their bread out of styrofoam or something, I just stopped liking it. And then I stopped liking cold cuts, because that's bad too. Y'all gonna play some music, or y'all gonna just let me sit up here and just, what the hell? What's going on? Thank you. That Rick Ross. Yeah. Rick Ross, yeah, sure, Rick Ross, man. I love, his belly ain't big as it used to be. That's what I'm talking about. I love Rick Ross. I remember the first time I saw Rick Ross on, it was, I think, the BET Awards or something like that. And they had on a red leather suit, right? And he pulled his jacket off, and he just had his belly out. I was like, cool. You can have man boobs and a belly and still be sexy. You know what I'm saying? Whoever don't like it, y'all like, you a hater. Yeah. You're a straight hater. Trying to tell you, man. Anyway, when I come back, I got special guests in the studio, and I'm gonna be chopping it up, man. My name is Slaughter. The name of the show is The Situation. Sandtown Pub is the place to meet me the second Saturday. On second Saturdays, every second Saturday of the month, we're gonna be doing brunch with your brother, and I'm gonna have like some of the most special of the special guests that are joining me during that excursion into the hood. So I'm gonna invite y'all out, man. I don't know, you just might see your mayor there. You might just have opportunity to rap with your mayor. You know how I get down. You already know. So y'all stay ready for that. It's Slaughter. It's The Situation. Tell your people to get at me. Go to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Go to either one of them. If you get me on YouTube, that's where we are archived. You can catch old shows and catch up. Make sure you get the notifications. Make sure you like us. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be black when I get back with more of this thing called The Situation. Don't you go anywhere.
Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. We'll be
right back, sucker.
We're open. Yes, we're open.
We are open, and Sandtown Pub is ready to serve you. We're taking precautions, wearing masks, wearing gloves, sanitizing, and practicing social distancing. We've even partnered with local leaders to hand out free masks. So stop by and enjoy our outdoor patio, dine in, call ahead for pickup, get Uber Eats and DoorDash delivery, or order online at www.sandtownpub.com.
Peace, family. It's your girl, Shelly Amonset with Sun Goddess Scents, your one-stop natural shop. We are located at 4140 Jonesboro Road, booth 225, inside the Forest Park International Discount Mall in Forest Park, Georgia. Come check us out. You can get your health and beauty items, aromatherapy, skincare, Pan-African apparel, and more. You can reach us at 404-434-7963 or sungoddess_scents on IG, or sungoddess.scents on IG, or Sun Goddess Scents like page on Facebook. Peace.
Hi, I'm Broderick Gooch.
And I'm Tian Gooch.
And we're Gooch's Goodies.
Here at Gooch's Goodies, we specialize in delivering smiles and satisfaction to your home with our high-quality foods at affordable prices.
Our signature sauces and dishes will guarantee a flavor that your family will love, and that's a Gooch's Goodies guarantee. You can follow us on Facebook,
DoorDash,
and Grubhub. See you soon.
You don't understand. The pandemic is the plan to get the heart of man. Give me the hue and the human and it's not a tan. Melanin mother of the civil lands. Hieroglyphics encrypted in stolen sand. Don't tell me about no Dr. Ben. Yo, hockening. Astroplaning with every page and back again. With my head up, with my hands high. The truth exists in the whirlwind. That's how they lie. By any means necessary. This ain't no movie, baby. The mental parasites is meant to keep the soldiers lazy or keep them booty crazy. And she like, F you pay me. And that's just some of the narrative that they sell to babies. Nothing and everything keep amazing me. We thriving in these times if we ain't under world's calamity. Dazzle me, put out them stones and work this alchemy. It's time to see what all this knowledge be. You can't hold me. You can't tell my story, and we drift, it's all over me. We got to work the room magically, cause we rock. You can't hold me, you can't tell my story, and we drift, it's all over me. Yeah, I got to work the room magically. Like Dr. Sabi, Mama Wilson, Dr. Amos Wilson, you know who else in. Ancestors will give the blessing. Libation on my heart before we start to bring them back in. Jewel Pookrum, Bobby Hemmett, living legend. So many that I can name, gotta wash it in my baby's brain. Dr. John Henry Clark say it's damn. After the real history, yo, you never the same. Like the magic on the rock on my pinky ring. Baba Baruti and Mama Ya, keeping the nation on the bill like warriors. Everything been about us, cause we the ones. And then they say say it's pagan to acknowledge the God. Then they try to take Egypt about of Africa. My just keeping the balance just for the love. Even if you mention it like Nick and Griff, you're wrong. Like Bob say the karma is one, cause redemption's your song. Cause we rock, you can't harm me. You can't tell my story, and we drift. It's all over me. We got to work the room magically, cause we rock. You can't hold me. You can't tell my story, and we drip. It's all over me. Yeah, I got to work the room magically. I stand in the light of my ancestors, time before time. Absolute truth reigns supreme, and my nation's narrative is all mine. Feel the power of transcending quantum lines. In the age of Aquarius, I shine. Feel free to fly. And they try to bury us. They plants to see we more wide. My light make them furious, cause they don't wanna feel the fire. Cause they don't wanna feel the fire. Cause we rock. You can't harm me. You can't tell my story, and we drift. It's all over me. We got to work the room magically, cause we rock. You can't hold me. You can't tell my story, and we drip. It's all over me. Yeah, I got to work the room magically. Power, I'm wisdom. I'm power, I'm wisdom.
Are you intentionally not using your last name? Or? Huh? Burnett.
Welcome, Black. Shout it. Beneath me, the sounds of John Black, from the soul of John Black, friend of the situation. Yeah, man. Black History Month, the last day of Black History Month. That don't mean nothing to me though, man, because I'm going to be treating tomorrow just like I do today. You know what I mean? Every day is Black History. Every day is Black love. Every day is Blackness. So I don't be studying about that. You know what I'm talking about? So, my first guest today is, I think this is her first time on the situation. Yeah. And so she is let me see here, I'm gonna get it right. The membership director, organizing director for a group with which we here at the Beloved Community coordinate and collaborate. Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, please put your hands together for Jasmine Burnett of Community Movement Builders. Yep. What's good, sis? Let me see. Don't lay back and chill. You can chill back. I'm just gonna get it to you. Yeah, I feel you. I ain't mad at you. That's how you do it. Lay back and chill with it. Is Jasmine mic on good? So what's good? Talk to me.
Everything's good. Happy to be here with you today. How are you?
It's an okay day. Thus far. Okay. It's gonna, I don't know, it might get better. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just around here, doing what I do, because I'm the machine. I just don't stop. You know what I mean?
I can tell.
I just get it. I just get it and make it happen. Jasmine, talk about community movement builders. We generally have someone on each month that's from the organization. We generally collaborate in one way or another, doing something, because we're both located in the Pittsburgh community, and we got sense enough to know that it makes more sense to collaborate than to attempt to do our own thing without consulting with each other. So talk about community movement builders, its inception, and where you see community movement builders headed now.
Sure. So Community Movement Builders, it's a grassroots Black radical organization based out of this neighborhood in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. We're fighting to build a liberated zone where Black people here can have self-determination, mm-hmm. self-sustainable communities, and really just control our lives mm-hmm. Outside of the state, outside of all the exploitation that you were talking about in the news segment, white mm-hmm. supremacy, capitalism, all of those things. And so our work covers a lot of different areas. Primarily, we're fighting back against gentrification and displacement. Pittsburgh is a historically Black working class community mm-hmm. that is changing, unfortunately, with a lot of richer white people, to be frank, mm-hmm. folks moving in and pushing those Black folks out. Mm-hmm. And so we've been organizing against that. We help pay people's bills, Black families, if they need help with rent, mortgage, or utilities. We can give up to $750 a month for that to keep people in their homes. Mm-hmm. We also have a program every other weekend where we give out free groceries, hygiene, and cleaning supplies to Black families, because we know the government just kind of left us high mm-hmm. and dry with COVID. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to be a support system to build solidarity in the community. We do a lot of work against police brutality. Mm-hmm. Policing here in this community is growing really rapidly. The Police Foundation has a headquarters down the street. Mm-hmm. They're planning to build 5 new homes for cops in the community.
Yeah, I've been noticing cop cars parked at one right down the street, actually. I was like, okay, right. they set that up. They gave him a crib. Mm-hmm. They don't do nothing. No, they're just a car. He ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, they're not here to actually keep us safe. They come into the communities, they help gentrify, right? Because white people are afraid of Black people. They want to take over our community, and so they deploy the police to help them with that.
Yeah, white people, pretend that they're afraid of Black people. White people just use whatever angle of exploitation that they get.
The fear is manufactured, but it works. It works for them in their narrative building around why they need more police in the communities that they're trying to take over, right? So we fight back against that. We're just building alternative institutions. So we had our first Liberation Town Hall last Thursday to provide a space for Black residents specifically to come out and talk about what do we want to see in the community, and then how can we organize to get it to happen? Since we, again, know that the state, the government, isn't going to really do it for us or help us with that. Right. We also, we care about community safety, so we do community patrols, just a way to build community with one another and figure out alternatives to how we can keep each other actually safe outside of policing. We have a community garden, so we know that Pittsburgh is a food desert, right? Food apartheid is really real here in the city. There's no affordable access to fresh produce, fresh fruits. And so we teach people in the community how to garden, and then we give away what we grow in the garden for free. We do a lot of political education, similar to what you're doing on this show, trying to raise consciousness, trying to get folks involved in the struggle towards liberation, because we're obviously going to have to organize pretty intensely to make that happen, given all the forces against us. So, yeah, we do a lot. We work with y'all a lot of the time. We have an event coming up on March 26th that's going to be here. We're starting a series of liberation workshops, so really skill building in the community. So we're going to have a Black mechanic come, teach folks how to change a tire, how to jump a car. So yeah, just a lot of things to try to empower us here locally.
That's a beautiful thing. So how did you come to be a part of Community Movement Builders?
Yeah, so I joined Community Movement Builders last April. I'd heard of them for a while. I'm from Atlanta. I moved back in 2018 for my grad program and wanted to connect with them. COVID happened. So yeah, last April I got involved. Really, I was doing a lot of organizing work for abolition of policing here. So really thinking about how do we reallocate all of the hundreds of millions of dollars we give to the police into the things that we know actually keep people safe. And Community Movement Builders was working on similar campaigns, and so yeah, I got incorporated then.
And so you are obviously a brilliant sister. Where did you do your undergrad work?
I went to Harvard.
Okay.
Undergrad.
And what about grad work?
Georgia Tech.
Okay. And what's your area? What's your specialty?
So I'm a trained urban planner, so city and regional planning and public policy with a specific focus on affordable housing. That does not include the displacement elements that we see happening a lot. So,
okay, you're a Harvard grad. The new Supreme Court Justice is a Harvard grad. Talk about your thoughts about this appointment, the appointment of Ketanji Brown Jackson.
I think that as Black people, we have to get beyond just being happy when individuals who are Black are put into positions of authority, particularly in systems that we know oppress us, right? So it's not helpful to have a Black woman who is going to govern and is going to enforce laws that ultimately disenfranchise Black people. I don't believe in the Supreme Court as a body of justice for Black folks. And so Wonderful. For me personally, I don't see that as anything revolutionary or positive.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you for saying that and for just being, and just for articulating that in a way that is just clear. It makes sense. And what I'm so abundantly clear about as it relates to communicating ideas from a rhetorical perspective, much of how an idea is heard and processed is impacted by who brings the idea. And so to see a young Black woman speak to that particular issue, it has a particular sense of power because it's easily a critique from a big Black man, right, with a low grovelly voice. That critique don't come off the same way as a beautiful young sister. It just doesn't come off the same way. And so I'm glad that somebody other than me could say that I'm not impressed with the pick because she's not a progressive, liberative being. Her what is supposed to endear her to Black people is that she had a brother that went to jail or an uncle that went to jail. So that's supposed to endear me. That's supposed to endear you to Black people, but you also had two brothers that were police. So I mean, come on, man. And I think that there were other choices, but I think that she was safe for the establishment because she's already a part of it,
right,
and deeply involved in capitalist politics and corporate politics, and that's what makes this whole thing run.
I think it's important to focus less on individuals. Like, even if she was the perfect person, like she was radical, she was in the street, she was about liberating Black people, she's not going to be able to do that by
In that
sitting in the
space.
Supreme Court,
Right.
right?
Not in that space.
I think we get really caught up on trying to climb this success ladder and be in these influential positions, but the system's not going to be dismantled by singular individuals even with good morals, shoving themselves into these spaces that are just meant to oppress Black people.
Yeah. So good. We bumping now. So let's go ahead on. And I think, one critique or one modality of engagement of the current zeitgeist, if you will, the spirit of the times, has to do with, let me see, I saw a piece that, okay, at one time, let's see, last week everybody was a epidemiologist. Now everybody is a global warfare expert or whatever. But no, I think that people, so we know that they just sent, I think they said $630 billion to Ukraine. So I can add, some of that came out of my pocket. So I get to talk about that. I get to ask questions about that. And I also get to decide whose opinion I value in a conversation about that. And so I've decided that I value your opinion, Jasmine. What are your thoughts on just the geopolitical scene in the world right now and the impact that just one person seems to be having on the whole world right now?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think this whole conflict just comes down to imperialism, basically. You can argue whether or not Russia is an imperialist country just based on, the size and scope of their military and influence, but the U.S. certainly is, right? And if we think about just the dialogue that's been happening over the past couple of months, it's really been driven by the United States, right? The United States escalating tensions between the Ukraine and Russia, saying things like Russia's invasion of Ukraine is imminent. When Ukraine was saying, chill out, they're not coming, to now we're the point where we are at, where Russia has in fact invaded Ukraine, but in large part because the U.S. was escalating those conflicts.
And propagandizing.
Exactly. Essentially testing Russia to see if they were actually going to follow through with the threats that they were making.
I mean, you don't move 200,000 troops to the border just for exercise. What I mean? Just for exercise.
So historically, these patterns have happened repeatedly. Like this last December wasn't the first time that Russia had sent troops to the Ukrainian border. That happens quite frequently. And every time it happens, there's this large conversation about whether Russia is actually going to invade Ukraine or not. I think from the American perspective, it's hard to rationalize why you would be surprised that Russia might be upset that its neighboring partner could potentially be in an alliance with NATO, right? If Russia sent troops to the Mexican border between Mexico and Texas, the United States would not be going for that, right? They would be actively engaged in warfare around that challenge, around that threat. But when Russia reacts similarly to how the US or any other Western imperialist country would react, then all of a sudden it's a problem. And obviously, not saying that I'm in support of Russia invading Ukraine by any means, but I think we have to really be analytical about how the conflict manifested, and not just be, absorbing and regurgitating U.S. propaganda. Yeah.
What primarily impacts the way I'm thinking about this has to do with who likes it. So when white supremacists and openly racist Republican lawmakers are with something,
right,
that means I need to be against it. That's all I don't know the intricacies. I don't want to know the nuts and bolts. All I know is if they like it, I need to not like that. Right. It's just old Arkansas wisdom right there.
And of course they like it because they're going to be the ones who profit from all of the U.S. sent $350 million to Ukraine for weapons that are manufactured in the United States.
Yes.
We seek to profit, not we individually, but the country of America seeks to profit a lot from this conflict. And even when we talk about things like oil and natural resources, Western Europe gets a lot of its oil from Russia. Mm-hmm. But with the U.S. imposing these sanctions, Russia is not going to be able to be the source of that raw material, of that oil for Western Europe. So it's going to come from the United States. So the U.S., which has been drilling pipelines into indigenous significantly for the past decade, now has an outlet for sales in the European continent because they're cutting them off from Russia's supply. So there are all of these like beneficial ways that war impacts the U.S., and then the U.S. just kind of hides its hand and is like,
it's plots and subplots and subterfuge. You know what I mean? It's all sleight of hand and subterfuge, because let's be clear. There's a global international market that exists, and the tentacles of the U.S. are sunk deep into Russian soil, as the Russian tentacles are sunk deep into U.S. soil. The same with China, the same with Europe and the EU, the same with the African continent. I mean, they are all just enmeshed and intermingled to a point where, they're always going to get paid, and the people will always end up suffering.
Yep.
I know you're on a hard schedule this morning, and but Jasmine, I got to have you. You got to come back.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I'm talking about regular and kick it, so we can, because I love your analytical approach to stuff. Let me ask you this though: you're a Harvard grad, and I'm wondering how you. I got 7 minutes now. I got 7 minutes.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I got 7 minutes. You're a Harvard grad and a Georgia Tech grad, neither of which are bastions for Black liberation.
Yeah, no.
I wonder. I actually wonder what the experience was like for a young Black woman from Atlanta to go to Boston or wherever up there.
Yeah. It was
and do that.
Not great whatsoever. Obviously growing up in Atlanta, I'm used to being around Black people, all different types of Black people. And then a few white people sprinkled in here or there who understand that they're a minority in the majority Black context. And going to Harvard was just completely foreign. It was a lot of wealth, a lot of just kind of every negative element of capitalism that you could potentially experience in a place that also, one, did not have very many people that were Black, and two, a lot of those Black people just came from different experiences, were socialized around white people, were also incredibly wealthy. And so it was definitely not a place for Black liberation. They made that abundantly clear throughout my time there. And it was a very bizarre experience to be going through, like, during my transition to becoming an adult.
Yeah, I can imagine. My oldest daughter, graduated from Boston College, and it was just as abusive and traumatic. I mean, even to the point where psychological intervention was required
100%.
to make it through that damn
100%.
Process. Yeah, because it's brutal.
It's horrible. It's horrible, and it's an experience where it's hard to, people are proud of you, right? When you're going to an institution that they recognize as being a place where you can become successful, and so it's hard explaining.
And also, let's be clear: it's looked at as the ultimate academic space on the planet.
Right.
Let's just be.
And it's not all that.
Okay.
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
You're not learning nearly enough to justify or warrant the reputation that the school has, particularly at the expense of like your mental well-being, and that is honestly for people across races. Like, that place will, if you don't have any mental challenges coming into it, it will try to make sure you have one before you leave, no matter who you are.
That's thank you. Yeah, that's real. Those kinds of spaces have a sense of rigidity, and you ain't getting ready to change that.
Oh no.
No. You can change into that.
Right.
But you ain't gonna be able to change that. That's cool. That's why we got Tuskegee, and Spelman and Clark and Morehouse. All right. I guess finally, I was going to ask you something dumb. about just Atlanta. Being someone from Atlanta, born and raised, what is the primary transition or transformation that you notice from your childhood to adulthood now?
I would definitely say gentrification. There's a lot embedded in that, but the city looks completely different than it did in the 90s and early 2000s when I was growing up here. Like I was telling you offline, I went to Grady, right by Boulevard, Old Fourth Ward. Completely different neighborhood now than it was then.
Yeah, you could used to get a 20 standing on the dudes on the street back then.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, no, it's because
can't do that anymore.
They've just essentially taken over our communities after the recession in 2008, 2009. All these investors came in, bought up all the vacant lots, all the bandos, sat on them, and now are flipping them for $500,000.
Yeah.
Like in poor Black neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It makes it clear that, and it makes it clear also that our city government, which we love to boast about being run by Black people, is selling us straight down the river.
Complicit like a mug.
100%. And it comes down to your city council person, the people who are on your local neighborhood association, like all these people.
But so let me ask you this then: given our new council person and the new mayor, do you expect to see anything different happen, or do you expect more of the same?
For the new mayor, I certainly expect more of the same. He has been incorporated into the system of Atlanta politics for quite some time. So I definitely don't see any radical changes happening. Now, that doesn't mean that small positive things won't happen that impact some people beneficially, but that I don't expect any type of systematic or structural change to the way the city of Atlanta operates. I think for our council person, Antonio Lewis, I think he has a completely different perspective, particularly than Joyce Shepard, who used to be in that space, who actively organized against even community movement builders.
I'm sure. The beloved community church.
Exactly.
She didn't like us either. And we didn't like her.
Right, and it's interesting too, because it's like these are organizations, churches that are trying to actually help people, and it shouldn't be an uphill battle to do so. And the pushback certainly shouldn't be coming from your elected official.
But to be clear, though, there are elements in the community that supported her approach and style, and they are still present, and they don't like community movement builders. They don't like the beloved Community Church of Atlanta, because what we do is interrupt status quo. And those who are entrenched in the community, who are able to siphon off some benefit for themselves and their cronies, they would prefer that things stay like that instead of others coming to the table to have to be considered as well.
And I can just speak frankly, if you don't mind briefly, about that, because we've been experiencing recently threats, specifically from the PNA president, Johnny Floyd, his board secretary, Nicole, who have called code enforcement on our house, saying it's a party house, to try to get us shut down, who got our free fridge shut down in the height of the pandemic, saying that it was bringing undesirables to the neighborhood, who Johnny Floyd specifically called one of our members and threatened them over the phone. Like, it's getting heightened. And all we're trying to do is help people stay in the community and provide free resources. So it's fascinating to us that these people who are in charge of this neighborhood organization are using their authority to try to shut down good work.
Well, now, that's why you tune in. And that's why you can't miss another episode of The Situation. I thank you, Jasmine, for coming through and kicking it so hard and so real. And you got to come back next month. You got to, because your analysis is fresh, it's bright, it's brilliant, and it's spot on from my opinion. And it lets me know that the future for our people is in good hands. Thanks for being present.
Thank you for having me. I'll be back whenever you'd like.
Ashe. Ladies and gentlemen, sisters, brothers, put your hands together for Jasmine Burnett of Community Movement Builders. Man, she a bad sister, man. You a bad sister. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. We gonna be all right. Yeah, with the Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, we gonna be all right, man. We come back on the other side, man. I got my partner, my homie, internationally renowned reggae artist. Man, y'all stay tuned, man. This is the blackest, most righteous show you never heard of in your life. It's The Situation, and I'll be black in a minute.
If it makes sense, we have to go and do it, you know.
Yeah, what I man say. Right now. But each and every day I say, oh people now. Yeah, I say, freedom. Rasta people them freedom.
We're open. Yes, we're open.
We are open, and Sandtown Pub is ready to serve you. We're taking precautions, wearing masks, wearing gloves, sanitizing, and practicing social distancing. We've even partnered with local leaders to hand out free masks. So stop by and enjoy our outdoor patio, dine in, call ahead for pickup, get Uber Eats and DoorDash delivery line at www.sandtownpub.com.
Peace, family. It's your girl, Shelly Set with Sun Goddess Sense, your one-stop natural shop. We are located at 4140 Jonesboro Road, booth 225, inside the Forest Park International Discount Mall in Forest Park, Georgia. Come check us out. You can get your health and beauty items, aromatherapy, skincare, Pan-African apparel, and more. You can reach us at 404-434-7963 or sungoddess_sense on IG or sungoddess.sense on IG or Sun Goddess Sense like page on Facebook. Peace.
His new season, don't want to read this now. Seeds were just planted, just need the rain, but I won't keep you lying. I go sing that lap, looking right back, big bit in my bag. I need a real bag, all in that, yeah, you all in that, yeah. Wow. I got what he need, his new season, don't wanna be this wrong. Seeds were just planted, just need the rain, but I won't keep you long. I'll go sing that lap, looking right back.
Hi, I'm Broderick Gooch.
And I'm Tian Gooch.
And we're Gooch's Goodies.
Here at Gooch's Goodies, we specialize in delivering smiles and satisfaction to your home with our high-quality food at affordable prices.
Our signature sauces and dishes will guarantee a flavor that your family will love, and that's a Gooch's Goodies guarantee. You can follow us on Facebook,
DoorDash,
and Grubhub. See you soon.
I went ahead and wrote it down. Even though I said I'd never write about it, I'd never make a song about you, let alone this song. So this ain't about you, this about the ones we let get away, the ones we let go. See, you came into my life at a time and a need for us. I just hope it lasts, and maybe you'll be my last. And we cash in on a house sitting on some land, some kids in the pool, it's a motor line. You in the kitchen cooking supper, dang. And it's been past time that I gotten over you, because I know you've gotten over me. It's been past days that I've gotten over you, because I know you over me. And I went ahead and wrote it down anyway. Even though I said I'd never write about it, never make a song about you this soon, let alone that anyway. So this one ain't about you, this about the ones we let go, the ones we let get away. You came into my life at a time and a need for an us. I just hope that it would last, and maybe that you be my last. And we cash in on a house sitting on some land, some kids in the pool, it's our motor line. You in the kitchen cooking supper, damn. It's been past time that I've gotten over you, because I know you over me. And it's been past days that I've gotten over you, because I know you over me. We've had our forever, now there's no more you and me. And it's been past time that I've gotten over you, girl, because I know you over me, you over me. Yeah, I put in that time, that work, and I know that I'm still not over you. Look what you do to me, look what you do to me. Yeah. And it's been past days that I've gotten over you, yeah. Cause I know you're over me, yeah. We've had our forever, now there's no more you and me, yeah. There's no more you and me. I don't think that no one knows what love is, so we abuse it. If only I had all of the answers to our whether we go wrong, but does it matter anyway? Cause if we were meant to be, then we would be. And I would have never had to leave, and you would have never let me go. Now I'm burning up my pain, stuck in my feeling, wondering who's loving on you, girl. Then I get to thinking, I should've never let you in anyway, but I'm glad that I did. And it's been past time that I've gotten over you, girl, cause I know you over me. And it's been way past days, past time that I've gotten over you, girl, cause I know you over me. And we've had our forevers, but there's no more you and me. Look what you do to me, girl. Got me all in my feelings, stuck in my pain, smoking on more than I can handle, to numb the pain, yeah. What to do when no one wants to compromise? If we don't talk about it, then how are we supposed to work it out or make it work? If anything, I swear I just wanna love you still. I just wanna love you still. I just wanna wake up next to you. I just wanna tell you that I love you and that you freaking beautiful. And I guess I still ain't over you. Smoking on my pain, looking at these pics, stuck in my feelings, wondering who's loving on you, who's loving on you. Then I get to thinking, plenty of fish out there in the sea, and I should've never let you in anyway, but I'm oh so glad that I did. And it's been past days that I've gotten over you, been past time for me to get over you. It's been past days I've gotten over you, cause I know you over me, girl, I know you over me.
Hell, anybody told me we back, man? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to The Situation. Much love to my baby sister, Jasmine, who stopped through. Jasmine on fire. She ain't no joke, man. Matter of fact on a Negro. I love that. I love that kind of energy coming from a young sister, man. Really coming from anybody. I just like people who like truth, you know. Anyway, up under me, man, that sound like Masiki Scales and the Common Ground Collective. That's a dope ass sound right there. I feel that. My next guest be making, speaking of dope sounds, oh my goodness, my next guest, man, we've been rolling for years now. It don't even make sense for me to introduce him because he needs no introduction. We always roll together. Whatever we do it together. It's been like that since, around about 2014, 2013, 2014, it's about 2014. So, ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, put your hands together for my brother, none other than internationally renowned reggae artist, IJAHKNOWAH, frontman for Brop Bond. What's up, block of mine? Bless.
Peace and blessing.
Hey man, peace and blessing, man. All right, so it's been a couple of months since I seen you, 4 months since back last year, man. It look like we coming out of this Corona, and we experienced a lot of losses. You experienced heavy loss. I experienced heavy losses during this time, and we still watching our sister and brethren and grandmothers and mothers and fathers and uncles and aunties and cousins go the way that the ancestors have gone, but yet we still in the fight, man.
Land of living.
Yeah, I preached yesterday, Ecclesiastes 9. It says 9 and I think 4, which says, it is better to be a living dog than to be a dead lion. And it was just hard. That's one of the hardest scriptures, man, I ever encountered. Because what it said, it flew in the face of kind of what we've been taught, which in that scripture says, basically, do whatever the hell you want to do because you're going to die anyway and you don't know where the hell you're going.
Transitional from the physical.
It didn't honor, and that's why I said that text didn't really honor African spirituality, which says that we ascend to another space and we live out our time with ancestors.
Because we live in energy.
Yeah.
We can't be destroyed.
Yeah, because energy can neither be created nor destroyed. And that's what we believe in anyway. So I had a chance to say, like I get a chance to do often, I don't believe that part of the Bible. I don't like that part. And so this is what I say. Let's consider this, because that don't go along with what
with our nature.
Right.
As original people.
Exactly. Ajah, I started speaking spiritually because your latest video, I was like, this Negro walking on water, man. he done went Jesus on me for real. That's a dope video, bruh. What was the inspiration for you approaching it like you did? As opposed to being in a club, as opposed to, other kind of ways. You approached it as like a totally spiritual, natural, just experience. Talk about it.
It's what it is. From the onset, we didn't even write a script or a treatment as it.
Really?
No, we didn't write a script or a transcript for that. It was just a divine synergy.
Wow.
It said when the students are ready, the teacher will appear.
Right.
And I already made it known because I felt it in my spirit that we wasn't gonna do no cars, no buildings, no. That all of that stuff to I man is vanity and vexation of spirit. And because I'm a person.
That's Ecclesiastes too,
yes,
sir.
who align with universal laws and principles, I couldn't really deal with it like that. So even that scene in the water, that was just spontaneous. That was the Most High and the ancestors directing I to do that, because we didn't go to the shoot for that. And whilst I was there, I said to Ross Moy and Sister Diana, the lead production person, like, they see me. Well, I didn't even say nothing to them. I was there taking some shots and, you know, shooting, and I just took my shoes off and everything, and they were just looking at me like crazy. I don't know why it's cold, you know, and I just, you know, transcend into that situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's dope. I mean, it's, you know, it's
water is
excellence, life. Black excellence.
Water is life.
Yeah, water is life, no doubt about it. You gonna put that up? You gonna put that shot up?
One of the major elements.
No doubt about it. Let's see if we can get a little taste of that video so people know what I'm talking about. Bam. Here you go. Okay, we're doing all kinds of stuff.
Self-destruction. It's a self-defeating, self-destructive action. Doing exactly what they want. As you fall in real trap, say, compare manipulation. They unleash the demons and the beast to rape, ravage and feast. So wake up, people, to reality.
Wake up and free your mind.
Wake up, people, to reality.
Wake up and free your mind.
Wake up,
wake up, wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free your mind. Yeah, man, we bump that every day, man. They get played every day around here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I'm probably among your biggest fans, man.
I know that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't even ashamed of it. I ain't even mad about it. We around here we bump IJAHKNOWAH every day.
Yeah, give thanks.
Thanks. Yeah,
because you know, someone said to me, Empress in Jamaica. She said, I met her when I went to send my mom home.
Yes.
She said. She corrected me like very sternly. She said, I don't know what y'all been saying. Give thanks to the Most High. And she said, give thanks to the musicians and the people that are around you that is tangible.
Yeah.
Give thanks to them first before you talk about, anything else.
Yeah.
So I give thanks to you, man. You've been,
sure.
Been there.
You're a brilliant black man. And I respect you. And I respect your grind, your hustle. You one of the, what people don't know, perhaps, is you one of the hardest working human beings on the damn planet. And you are a brilliant mind. And not only do you have a brilliant mind, you also have the capacity to translate what you theorize into your hands, into product, into creativity. And you do it in a myriad of spaces, and again, you always do what you do with a sense of black excellence. So why would I not be a part of whatever you got going on? That's a benefit. That's value added to our thing. Having you a part of our situation is value added to what we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
It's reciprocal.
Yeah, and I don't know why you chose me to be my friend. I don't know why you did that, but I appreciate it.
You're not my friend.
Huh?
You're my brother.
Yeah. Well,
in Jamaica, they have a saying, it take a friend to F a friend. So I don't do the friend thing.
I feel you.
I just don't do the friend thing.
Yeah, I prefer brotherhood.
Yeah, because remember, you and I don't know if you remember this, a long time ago when you used to be on CBS. Mm-hmm. And when you're dropping the knowledge and the science and all about the original people and our people, African people, I spoke to you specifically. I said, man, I don't know how long that they're going to allow you to do what.
Yeah.
Remember that discussion?
Yeah, I remember.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember a call. Oh, you called me one day after the show, and we had a long conversation. And I remember, man, the powers that be at the time would not like me to have you on the show.
I know.
And sometimes they would deny me. I'm like, I got IJAHKNOWAH coming on the way. No, IJAHKNOWAH. I'm like, nah, man, I need to have
I know.
And I grind them down and did in a couple of months. She's like, okay, you can have him come up, but don't bring the band. Don't let him bring the band.
Yeah, man, these menticidal Negroes, man, these gatekeepers, these bully, man, these race traitors, man. You know, they be nervous, man. They be scared.
Yeah, man.
You know, to speak truth to power.
Yeah, man. I heard one.
I'm like, I know them. I encountered them.
Yeah.
You know, on all levels.
I had one.
They did the same thing to the Judas Factor. They did it to everyone else. They did it to Martin. They did it to Marcus. You know, they did it to all of us, and they did it to me because I've gone through some serious fight, but I'm ready. Yeah. You know, armored in the spirit of the Most High and the ancestors. You know, and I'm always ready for them.
That's what I'm talking about, man, and that's what we continue to do. Okay, so IJAH, let's be honest. Yes, you created a superior product, but it intersected with a damn pandemic. Yes, and so the rollout of the product and everything associated kind of got stalled and stymied, you know, by no fault of your own, but just because life happened like life happened. Yeah. Do you have a plan for the reintroduction of this product into the marketplace as we come out of this pandemic?
Good question. It's a continuum. It's a continuum process. It never stops. You know, because there's a lot of people that yet to receive the product. Well, the message.
Right.
You know, the frequency of the message. Because, like you said, you know, I thank you for that word. The sonic frequency, the sonic vibration. It's constantly being renewed, and it's a continuous process. We're not gonna stop. You know, we're just not gonna stop because we're growing and we elevating. You know, and you know, like I've always said in the band, you know, to the level is infinite. You know, so we keep on moving. We're not gonna stop. We don't know what is gonna happen on Saturday, but we know we're gonna give it our best.
Right. Okay, so speaking of which, coming up Saturday, the 5th of March, 2022, 8 p.m., 5595 Riverdale Road in College Park at the BPU Global Center is going down.
Yes, Dr. Angela Harris.
Yes.
You know, a very interesting sister. She's a frontline warrior. She's doing her works like I just mirror your work. Okay. It's just a matter of time that you and her are going to intersect.
I'm looking forward to it.
And Sister Cabo in Jamaica, I spoke to her this morning. I said that there's 2 people in Atlanta that I need for you to interview on your program. That is Dr.FKeith Slaughter and Dr. Angela Harris.
I got to meet her. If you say
you're gonna meet her because she's gonna introduce you on stage to introduce me on stage.
Okay, all right. Well, cool. I'm down with that.
That's the plan.
I'm down with that. It's a family event. We're gonna still observe COVID protocol for people who might be concerned about that.
Yes.
And people can pay at the door. How much is it?
20 shekels.
20 shekels. Yes. And them be papers too.
Children 12 and under is free.
Okay, yeah. Children 12 and under free cut. So that's truly
it's a family event.
A family event.
Yes,
that's a beautiful thing.
Because we have to show the youth what we do.
Yeah,
what I and I do, because you know it's a journey, it's a marathon, but it's also a relay. So there comes a time when we have to pass the baton.
Ashe. You know, I hadn't heard it characterized like that, but you're right. It's a marathon, but it's a relay. We don't stop.
We never stop.
Don't stop. It's a continuation from the ancestors
evolution.
All the way down to the person who is being born right now. The blood, it's the blood that connects us. Yes. Yeah, and as they say in the black church, the blood will never lose its power. Never. Yeah, and it's the blood of our ancestors, man, that cover everything that we do. 5595 Riverdale Road in College Park.
Lots of parking.
It's the Wake Up Music video premiere, even though we already premiered it, all right? And we continue to bust it and bump it. It's going to be the premiere for the larger South Atlanta area. Yes. That's what we call the South Side, College Park, yes. And surrounding neighborhoods. Everybody going to be there at 8 p.m. Saturday. That's next Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah, this coming Saturday. On the strong end. Strong end. Yeah, I'm talking about not the weekend.
Yeah, we don't do week.
Yeah, man. Look, man. Generally, we would like chop it up a bit as it relates to the political atmosphere, and I didn't want to leave today without hearing a bit of your perspective as it relates to the global geopolitical environment that we find ourselves in as a people now. Thoughts?
It's a loaded question, and you know that I got many opinion on this. In relation to us as African original people, I like to refer to us as I elevate to the original people.
Yes.
Because I hear a lot of conflict about the name African, where it came from and all of that. And because I know that we are the original people, I wrote a piece years ago, which is going to be on the next album named Original Man. Right? I am my ancestors. I'm a base my reasoning on this. Because there's a continuum, there's no disconnect, although they try to create a disconnect. Baba John Henry Clark, which I've been to several of his lectures, said that us, the original people, the Africans, we have no friend. And the universal international morality has been hijacked by a bunch of reprobates. Is what I'm saying, that to seek and to destroy anything in sight. And we, as African people, I and I are in the crosshairs. From we came in contact with these creatures.
No doubt.
Is what I'm saying. So, like he said, we have no friends. We know that. They like everything we do, our music, our culture, our frequency, everywhere we talk and walk and everything about this, but they hate us.
Yeah.
We know that we are their mortal, vice versa mortal enemies. You see what I'm saying? So whatever they're gonna do they doesn't do it in our best interest.
Right.
And like what is going on right now, we know most of these stuff are staged, we call it false flag or gaslighting. They do these type of things, but ones like you and I who are critical thinker and look and been looking and seeing from a third, fifth dimension, we already see through this crap. You know, when I came to Atlanta in '98, I read the Global 2000 paper. I wrote the song The Blood and Globalization, which is a single that I have coming out. I wrote these songs 30 years ago.
Right, and they're very appropriate for the time, because nothing changed but the characters.
Well, the most the ancestors have been challenging this information. Sure, I am only a vessel. That's what I'm saying, son, and we put it out there. And it so happened that now is the time when it's coming to the fore. You know, so I don't expect anything different. Bob Marley said many more will have to suffer, many more will have to die. There's total destruction is the only solution. Yeah. So that's what they are about. You know, nothing that they are doing, whether it be China, you know, Steel Pulse did a song years ago on the True Democracy album, I think it said, the eagle, the dragon, and the bear. You know, and all of these people are in collusion. You know, they're the cohorts, you know, in manifesting.
Come the eagle, here come the bear. They fighting to control the lion's dominion.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
Know, so I'm not surprised, and I'm not at all. You know, I'm not.
You know, I thought about that lion, man, the other day.
Yes, I'm not at all. You know, distracted from what they are doing, because that's what I expect. You know, I don't expect anything different from them. Answering the question though, how do we come into play? We have to stay and focus, because us, the original people, the African people, the melanated people, we are the moral center, the moral foundation. And because we are so off-centered right now, the whole world, know it or not, as we move, so the world moves. That's what I'm saying? And they try to cloud our vision and try to distract us, but as we move, so, because, you know, they're like a empty shell. They don't have no soul. They are not even in sync with the universe. That's why they cut down the trees, poison the water, do chemtrails, you know, try to synthesize everything, and, you know, it's just what they do. It's the nature of the beast. Like I said, in the blood. It's the nature of the beast.
Nature of the beast.
You know, they do what they do. They do what they do.
Yes, shedding the blood of my people. Yeah. They are.
A keyboard player friend of mine, he tours a lot. Shaka, he said to me one day, I was talking to him not so long ago, and he said, this shits him, whether it be, and Malcolm alluded to this, whether it be the capitalist shits him or the socialist shits him or the communist shits him, they all shits him. And he says the system need a host because it's parasitic by nature.
Yeah, it is parasitic.
And it cannot survive.
The relationship between Africans and Europeans is one in which they are parasite and we are host.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that synergizes.
But the thing about the parasite and the host, the parasite is always smaller than the host. And the parasite is not, the attempt of the parasite is not to kill the host. It wants to make the host suffer so it can suck as much out of it so it can continue to be sustained.
Yes.
The moment we scratch off the ticks and fleas and let them fall where they may, then we can move forward as the mighty people that we are without the encumbrances presented by parasites.
Absolutely, and that is the reason why just came to my spirit why I got so much fight and you get so much fight when you used to be on CBS, because we're not coming up here talking about shaking booty or how much liquor we drink last night or what about the girls.
Well, I'm not talking about that today.
We are here to educate and to elevate the consciousness.
Yes.
The type of music that I do is to heal, to uplift, to educate, and to empower our people. And I don't have to say without no apology, because that's just what I do. That's just what I do.
And I'm glad that you do it, because the world is a better place because you make the sounds that you make and infuse into our community and into the entirety of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, please put your hands together for my dear friend, IJAHKNOWAH. Y'all make sure y'all go out March 5th at 8 p.m., 5595 Riverdale Road, the BPU Global Center out in College Park, man. This is the Wake Up Music Video Premiere Live Concert with IJAHKNOWAH and BRAP, and music supplied by Lion of Judah Sound. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a family event. Children 12 and under get in free. $20 for you to get your face in the place. COVID protocol will be observed, so you ain't got to worry about that piece. Show up and get down and let your soul get blessed with IJAHKNOWAH and BRAP.
Yes, give thanks.
Yes.
And before I keep it moving, I'm asking everyone that's listening and watching to go to the website and check out the website. It's right there, IJAHKNOWAH and BRAP. At the bottom right there.
IJAHKNOWAH and BRAP.
Spell it out, IJAHKNOWAH.
IJAHKNOWAH.com.
Yes, and go to the event page and just check out the website and support it.
That's IJAHKNOWAHNBRAP.com. IJAHKNOWAH and no D and BRAP. I'm out of here, man.
Give thanks.
Peace to the Archbishop and the Holy Family, to the beloved community I love so well. To my video engineer, Craig Migley. To my crack research team, HC in the place to be. Oh man, to my producer, C to the O to the Courtney Omega. And to the Grand Imperial Slice Master Supreme, the man in the box, better known as Big Not Love. Much love and respect. And you, all I want you to do is love me, and I'ma love you black. I'll holler at you, shout it. Damari.
Hypocrites, we don't like the
Them scheme by day, them plot by night, striving on the plight of the poor and the sufferers. Oh, Jah know them a backstabbers. Jah know them a bloodsuckers. I can't take them vampires, cause I'm a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I'm on fighting for what is right. Oh, no, nah, give up the fight. Fighting for truth and rights. Up full in a Jaja side. Fight, we have to fight, we have to fight. Fight, we have to fight with all we might. Fight, we have to fight, we have to fight. Fight, we keep out all them parasites. Cause I'm a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. Them deceptive beasts, always scheming and deceiving, wheeling, dealing and misleading, stealing and concealing, playing with the people's feeling. Do they know the most I watching them? Them better know I man watching them. Cause I'm a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. Cause I'm a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. Such a long time. I see the blood of my people is the lifeline, the substance of the beast. They have been shedding the blood of my people. They are sucking the blood of my people. Oh, it's the nature of the beast. Nature of the beast. Shedding the blood of my people. Sucking the blood of my people. Shedding the blood of my people. Sucking the blood of my people. The blood. Blood of my people. The blood. The blood. Blood of my people. The blood. Oh, use all kinds of weapons, then using them to kill my people. Some are famous, dangerous, and deadliest weapons. RCBW, chemical and biological weapons, like hate and Ebola, weapons of genocide against my people. They're instigating strife and war among my people, setting up the climate for the blood to run. The blood have to run for the base to feast. Oh, it's the nature of the beast, nature of the beast. Shedding the blood of my people, oh, yo. Sucking the blood of my people, oh, yo. Shedding the blood of my people, like cry. Sucking the blood of my people. The blood, blood of my people, the blood. I cry, the blood. Blood of my people, the blood. Blood, blood of my people, the blood. They are shedding the blood of my people. No more. They are sucking the blood of my people. No more. They are shedding the blood of my people. They are sucking the blood of my people. No more shedding the blood of my people. No more. No more sucking the blood of my people. No more shedding the blood of my people. No more sucking the blood of my people. No more, no more. Our blood will shed no more. No more, no more. Our blood will shed no more. If it makes sense, we have to go and do it, you know. Yeah. Hear what I man say. Right now, now. But each and every day I say, oh people now. Here I say, freedom. Rasta people, them freedom. African people, freedom. The original people, they can't find your body. Don't let them control your mind. So free up your mind, oh people now who have been trapped by the demons of the beast. They are trying to destroy your mind and spirit, your heart and soul. Your divine control before they violate your body and destroy your world. They are waging all kind of warfare to distract and confuse your mind. Break them shackles, break them chains. Don't let them control your brain. Break them shackles, break them chains. Even though them change your name. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, and free your mind. If they control your mind, they can control your thoughts. If they control your thoughts, they can control your actions. Prompting you to take their baits that will lead you to self-destruction. Put yourself defeating self-destructive actions, doing exactly what they want. As you fall in their trap, say, up your manipulation, their propaganda. Sensitizing your minds for more lies and falsification. To the medias and their institutions, we make up wars and more distractions, confusing and mixing up your mind. Do you know what are their plans? I say it's mind control. Them evil Babylonians, they wanna steal your soul. So wake up, oh people, to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up, oh people, to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free.